Hey gents, in today's video, we're going to go over 5 reasons to not date single mothers. One of the reasons to avoid dating a single mother is that she has made some terrible decisions in the past. You need to consider her history and past choices, and tell yourself, this is a predictor of the decisions they're going to make in the future and the quality of those decisions. In some cases, such as when a woman was married to a man who served in the military, it wasn't her fault and she didn't make the wrong choice. Do you really want to support her if she simply slept with a terrible man and is now a single mother? However, if she simply slept with the wrong kind of man and is now a single mother, do you really want to support someone who has proven themselves? Your decision-making is so terrible. So let a person's past and present behavior give you some insight into what they will do in the future. Would you be surprised if they show this lack of judgment in other situations as well? And there may not be anything a mother could do for her child that would be worse than taking away one of his parents and not giving him or her a loving, secure, and safe home. They've already utterly failed at the most elementary task after all. The second reason not to socialize with single mothers is that their top concern will be to look after and care for the child. In other words, you are never going to be anything other than second choice at best. And in my judgment, what's going to happen is that you're not even going to be second best. Instead, you're going to be the janitor, the one who cleans up after everyone else. In other words, if you start dating a single mother who has already shown bad judgment, her priorities in life will be different from yours. In other words, if you start a relationship with a single mother who has already shown bad judgment, you may expect to be far down the list of her priorities in life. In light of this, it is absurd to expect any kind of emotional interaction from a single mother. Instead, you will likely experience frustration, manipulation, and issues, and anything else would be unrealistic. Nothing else is possible to plan for. Thirdly, single mothers will likely experience financial difficulties as well, so you should avoid becoming close to them. She'll consistently make bad decisions in her life. Nobody else in her life will matter to her. And you know she'll run into financial issues. It seems obvious, yes, I'm hoping that by this time, some of the additional issues that will arise later on can be foreseen by you. It's true that when a person has financial difficulties, it rarely comes down to whether or not they can control their hunger. Not having enough to live within your means is not the issue. It all comes down to whether or not you have self-control. If you can do those two things, you can make money. Next, can you discipline yourself? However, no matter how much money you make, if you can't perform those two things in that order, you'll lose it. It won't be sufficient. You are aware that it is a comprehensive picture. I hope it's becoming obvious that this is the full picture. The single mother is in ruin because she didn't see the big picture or the long-term strategy you understand. She got married, gave birth, and is now in no position to raise the child, support it, pay for it, and generally offer it a better life. So why not to carry it out? I don't know, maybe you're being compassionate towards the foolishness rather than the people that are involved when you say that we as a society need to be empathetic towards this. If you had any empathy for the persons involved, you might try to teach them a little bit more, wouldn't you? The knave ladies simply can't stop getting together with the first guy they find attractive, having children, and then, experiencing some type of emotional crisis driving the father away, failing to create, a bond to raise a child and a family. Additionally, you're just going to give her free money now and essentially make the problem worse by doing so. And why on earth would a woman who was pregnant want to be a feminist and despise men? Do you get what I'm saying? There's a big tip-off there already. If the single mother has any feminist tendencies, not only have you done something incredibly stupid, but someone else on every level is going to have to pay the price for it. And now you're doubling down. You're now making the mistake worse. One of the lessons I've learned in life is that character is what ultimately shines through. So you really need to pay attention to that. Therefore, it doesn't matter what they're really saying or what they have because, it only matters as long as these things show who they really are. And that is what you are using. Your starting point is that. We can determine someone's intention by looking at their results. Therefore, it's more than just their intention that matters. Not constantly, though, as we need to be mindful of your situation. A single mother is someone who is unable to resist their fleeting impulses. From the perspective of a woman who was pregnant or nursing, you can see how their needs and wishes take on a greater priority and are linked to whole emotional physiology. Therefore, this is where the men who actually serve and revere women hang around. The MGTOW approach, which some guys would claim implies having no contact with women, is, in my opinion, the respectable course for a man to take. A man must find his own path before he can be with anyone else. We can see how the women feel disgusted and disdain for the blue pill man, who is being decimated along with the blue pill world. We are all currently on that lifeboat. The man must immediately go MGTOW. The women will tear him apart if he worships them. As a result, with the society soul of a civilization, he will turn into a cuckold who will date a beautiful lady and raise another man's child while everyone around him will approve. Because, kids need affection and a male influence. But where is that male if that were the case? That first father was where? Why was he chased away? Why were you brought in and used as a stand-in? If this were the case, why didn't they adhere to those ideals if they were valid and what they were encouraging you to use as justification for your sacrifice? Dealing with a single mother means dealing with someone who, lacks the potential to plan for the future and who is incapable of maintaining self-control in the present. I advocate sole personal accountability. You don't want to look after the child of another guy. You don't want to. Anyway, that's all for today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. It motivates me to create more content for you. See you next time. Cheers.